right, this is Jeff Zimmerman with FightNews.com. I'm with the coal miner's daughter, the legend Christy Martin. How you doing, Christy?
I'm great. You know, God bless me to wake up for another day, and I get to have boxing in my life.
Well, listen, you're synonymous with boxing. You're a legend in the sport, a trailblazer for women's boxing, and you're in Dallas tonight. What brings you to Dallas?
So we're coming to Dallas. We're going to do some commentating here, helping out with the Kingdom Promotions. It's a new promotional group, and you know, they're just getting their feet wet. We'll see what happens. I think we're going to have a great night of boxing.
Awesome. And Christy, listen, a few weeks back, it seems like forever ago, you were in the Garden, Madison Square Garden, for the legendary fight, Katie Taylor, Taylor-Serrano. What was that like?
You know what? It was great, and I'm going to tell you what I did. When the fight ended, I walked back to the press conference. I texted my friend Deirdre Gogarty, and I said, Deirdre, we have just been overtaken, because now that will be the fight that really, has women's boxing leap to that next level. That's going to be the fight that everybody's going to talk about. It's not going to be Martin Gogarty anymore, but it's great. It was a great fight, and the atmosphere, the electricity in the Garden was unbelievable for a women's fight. It was, the place was full. It was great.
Now, when you had your big fight, was that the headliner that night?
No, when I fought Gogarty, we were on an undercard of Mike Tyson and Frank Bruno too, in Madison Square. At the MGM Grand in Las Vegas.
So you were under a lot of Mike Tyson fights. I know we talked maybe about 6 months ago. What was that like?
Oh, fighting under Tyson was unbelievable. I mean, people don't realize I'm from a town of 500 people in southern West Virginia, really the coal miner's daughter, or a coal miner's daughter. And to be out there in Vegas fighting under Mike Tyson, everybody that's anybody was there, actors, music people, athletes, everybody. You knew everybody. You looked at like the first 5 rows, you know everybody. And it was unbelievable, the excitement that came with him.
And the atmosphere in the Garden, have you ever been in, just as a fan, ever been in something like that?
It really rivals going to, I was just at Fury Wilder. That one, the electricity was great. And it was right there with the best fights I've seen.
And who do you think won that fight sitting there ringside?
I'm going to be straight up honest. Sitting ringside, I thought it was probably going to be a draw. I really did. I went home the next day, watched it, and I think that the decision that was with Katie Taylor, I think that was the right decision. But what I forgot, Taylor-Serrano went up 2 weight classes to make this fight happen. So kudos to her for having the courage and the belief in her own ability to even take that big leap, which she did. And the fight was close. It could have easily gone the other way. Like I said, on fight night, I thought it was a draw.
Did you think Taylor was going to be stopped in that, 4th or 5th round?
Absolutely. I told Rosie Perez, who was sitting in front of me, she had just turned around and asked me, what do you think? And I said, Christy. She said, Christy, what is it? I said, Rosie, it's very close. It's very close. And then, the next round, Amanda hurt her case Taylor so badly. I'm like, no, it's over. It's over. Taylor was able to get herself back together, get her faculties all back. How, I don't know, and really change her game plan. Now,
as I mentioned at the beginning, you're a trailblazer for women's boxing. What will that fight do for the sport?
I really hope that fight takes the sport and really, gets the promoters excited about women's boxing again. And that's what's happened. From the 90s, we had promoters everywhere putting women on. Now it's less and less, but hopefully that big shot in the arm, and the promoters will see that women can sell tickets too. But also the women have to fight each other that are good fights. We have to make good fights.
Who wins the rematch if they fight again?
Oh, I'm going to have to go with Taylor. I think once you figure that, once you solve the puzzle, you've got the puzzle.
And last question, Amanda's promoter, Jake Paul, new into boxing, but he's been boxing himself. He's taken a lot of criticism, but what impact has he made on the sport, both good and bad?
Well, I'm not a fan of what he's doing, the social media stuff, really. I want to see fighters that are fighters, they build themselves up. But at the same time, I can't hate him. He figured it out. He knows how to get paid. But what he's doing, he's putting fighters that are serious about their career on his undercard. So they're getting exposure that they would have never received any other way. And he's paying them. He makes sure all of his fighters get paid. And that's the bottom line is the bottom line.
All right, well, we'll end it with that, with the legend, the coal miner's daughter, Christy Martin, here in Dallas for Kingdom Boxing tonight. She'll be on the broadcast with Jeff Mayweather. I think Roy Jones Jr. will be in the house as well. It's a big night, and looking forward to it. Christy, great to see you, and best of luck. Also, you're a promoter too, so
We actually are promoting, and next Saturday, May 21st, in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, we'll be doing our fight, which will be seen live on akpromotions.org, or if you're in the Myrtle Beach area, buy a ticket. It's Bike Week. There's a lot of excitement happening down in Myrtle Beach next weekend.
Awesome. Had to get that in. Thanks, Christy, and great seeing you.
Thank you.